So the exam has gone through a number of changes. Right now, the big obvious one is going from 4.0 to 5.0. And that's the sort of change in the way of kind of going from these kind of siloed exams to more kind of chronology of a project type exam. So programming, and then design, and then documentation, and then eventually construction. So there's that big change that's happening, but there's also a lot of other changes. There's a bunch of changes to IDP. There's been a number of changes recently to when you can take the exams. You know, it wasn't that long ago that everybody had to wait at least 3 years before they could take any of the exams, I think across the country, except for maybe 1 or 2 states. And now there's all sorts of different ways it's being done. In many states, you can take it right after you graduate. I think some you can even now take it while you're in school, as long as you have a certain number of credits. What do you think about those kinds of changes? How would that impact the way that you have been thinking about the exam?
I mean, I guess I would say that it's a welcome change because, you know, we keep saying and talking about this whole time thing, and everyone is more busy now than they were ever before, especially with all the things that we have in our lives, all social media, this and that. So for the fact that they've dropped that off, that you could start testing essentially right away, is a great thing because people are at different experience levels in school and out of school. You know, I had people in my graduate class that were much older than me. They had different experiences in their lives, so they may want to take those tests right away, not wait to get you know, that preliminary 1 to 2 year experience for someone like me that had no idea what was going on once they started work. So it's definitely a welcome change, and I see the whole NCARB system, you know, really taking notice of what's currently happening in architecture and the speed of things, and trying to speed up the thing and making it better for everybody, essentially.
I'd say as much as we talk about how terrible these exams are and how treacherous they are, they do make you a better architect, a better designer. They provide you this little wealth of knowledge that you don't necessarily gain in the field or you don't really tap into every day. So the fact that you could graduate with your master's and walk into an interview and say that you completed and you're licensed, that is awesome. I mean, that's an extra edge. Why wouldn't you do it just as soon as you can?
I think it does bring up competitiveness, like people showing initiative to take the exams and to push themselves. And I also think, like I said before, starting out with that base of knowledge first and then being able to apply that to your work life, like I don't see how that's not an advantage to have the background of the exams and then be able to take it right away.
Yeah, I will say that most schools have not focused on the topics that are really likely to show up in the exam. So you get a little taste of it in most schools, but you don't really get a thorough version of it most of the time. So it does mean that you have to be kind of a self-starter in order to really jump out and take those exams right off the bat, I think. Because so much of the exam is really about kind of experiential aspects to things.